Well, it's finally Friday. Well done, everybody. We've got to the end of the week. That does mean, guys, you're really going to have to go Christmas shopping probably tomorrow. So, the 22nd. Another African coffee, Uganda. Called, blimey, Mount Rwenzori. Most of these coffees are named after mountains and things that the coffee grows on. 3.5 out of 5. So here we are again, day 22, and we're going to need this again later. So Uganda coffee, I'm again expecting strong and earthy. Okay, strong, earthy and slightly citrusy like that other one was a few days ago. That's very nice and definitely quite a kick, a good thing to start a Friday with. And the cars for day 22, two of them. The Revoslots Opel Kadett GTE. Now these two cars, I mentioned this before, these two cars represent some of the evolution in Revoslots this year. So I got this car earlier in the year. This was from the first issue of this new shape shell. It was a troublesome car. The gear mesh I couldn't ever quite get right. It's a lot better now than it was. It doesn't sit quite straight chassis wise with the shell. It's ever so slightly across. The back of the shell is too far right compared with the wheels, if you get me. And it ran okay, but it wasn't the best of the Group 2 Revoslots I had at the time. I've managed to improve it as we go, but it was just a bit of a tricky one to set up. And it came with the wing mirrors attached, and they have detached themselves. I've no idea where they are. They've snapped off. They're probably on the edge of the track somewhere around here. This one I got much more recently out of the second issue of liveries by Revoslots of this shape of car. The first thing to note is the mesh was a lot easier to set up. The second thing to note is it is still slightly off centre on the body, but it's better than it was. And it's just a better made car. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it runs better, it's smoother. Everything's been tweaked up a little bit. Like I say, the gear mesh is a bit better. It also came without the wing mirrors installed, and you can add them if you want to. So again, that kind of represents Revoslots learning through this year and making something good and then not resting on their laurels and making something better. Overall, these two cars, they don't actually quite drive the same. This one is a bit like the BMW 2002. It likes its wheels in line, otherwise it gets upset, but it likes to be on the edge of grip with its wheels kind of in line. This one actually is a bit more like the Ford Escort. For whatever reason, and I can't work out why, I don't believe I've got it set up any differently, but this one is much like this one, but will also handle quite a lot of abuse with the tail out sliding around as well, and forgive you for it and be a load of fun as a result. So I don't know why they're different. It's maybe it's my perception of it, I don't know. The other thing of note with these, as with the Porsches from yesterday, is both of these cars are real liveries of real cars, but both of them are very much niche cars from niche motorsport. This car I think only ran in this livery twice ever, and this car is driven in a championship of slalom, which is kind of a bit like auto testing, and a bit like hill climb and a bit like rally. It's sort of a merge of all of those things, sort of hill climbing car parks almost. So yeah, Revoslot yet again, not worrying about whether the car was famous, but just as long as the livery's real and it looks cool, they'll make one. So I said we're going to need this again. I'm going to need some coffee as well. It's time for Mrs. Slotard's Christmas joke. Brace yourself. Why did Darth Vader burn his Christmas ham? Because he likes it on the dark side. Send jokes. Please send jokes. Christmas jokes, but good ones.